Jenifer here. Welcome back to my channel. I want to show you this beautiful little journal. This journal I created using Sheila from Bohodaydreams, her beautiful Grandma's Attic, Gramma Chic kit that she created. This one was winter white, and look at how gorgeous. Her gorgeous hand-dyed silk velvet and her silk ties, all hand-dyed. Isn't that so pretty? So if you didn't see the kit unboxing, I will leave that below. I have a video for that. This journal is called Blanca Nieves. That was my grandmother's name, and I created a writing journal in her memory because she was a writer. She loved to document everything, and she wrote poems, she wrote beautiful letters, she wrote beautiful prayers, and that is one of her many amazing talents. I made this journal in remembrance of her, and I created 4 signatures, and I tried to do this journal just like Sheila did in her video on how she put hers together. And I left all of the strings from everything. I just left them because I actually like it for this journal. Anyway, on the top here I have a beautiful tie, this amazing silk tie, and if you open this, I have a little topper here, and in the topper I bundled 3 little tags, a bouquet of flowers, and this beautiful stick pin that I purchased from Sheila. Isn't that gorgeous? She makes these gorgeous stick pins and charm dangles. And I used this beautiful wallpaper, and I used the pieces of ledger throughout, and I collaged book pages, and I think that turned out really pretty. So that is the first tag, and that tag has a little piece of her little bling trim there, and I backed it with some cardstock that I tea-dyed. And here is the little bouquet. And here I also did some collaging with some coffee dyed paper and this ledger. And then I used her beautiful trims as a little topper there. I stamped this with some flowers and used her little teeny tiny velvet trim. And on this one, I have these 3 wrapped with this lace, so I'm just going to leave it on there. But you can see that I used the ledger and some of my digital here. This is the Nostalgic Garden digital that I created, and this has some German book page. So again, I backed it on the cardstock. So how fun is that? And then these just tuck right in here. And you get to see all kinds of things sticking out everywhere, and I love that. So that's the little journal topper, and this gorgeous fabric, oh my goodness. I have it draped across the top, and I sewed it right here so that it could be somewhat bunched up, but enough that it would just hang delicately over the edge. Isn't this fabric gorgeous? I did glue some of the beads at the end so they wouldn't fall off. And I just love how it's draped there, because you can see from every side. Isn't that gorgeous? And here are her beautiful dangles. I used some of Sheila's beads that she had put in the kit. So this gorgeous, and I kind of mimicked stuff from my stash, But these two square ones were definitely from her, and one of these bicone beads. But isn't that so pretty? It just sparkles like the sun would on the snow. Oh my goodness. So anyway, I think I told you that this journal is called Blanca Nieves. That's my grandmother's name, and it means Snow White, which is so cool. Now, I always wondered why she loved Snow White so much, but when I was a little girl, but yeah, now I understand. So, oh, the feels of this velvet is just amazing. So you can kind of see how in the different light, you can see all of the shades from the hand dye that she did. So let's go ahead and open her up. And the digitals I used are my Nostalgic Garden. It's all blacks, creams, and sepia, maybe. I don't know, more blacks and creams, I would say. And it just made me think of a garden with these little flowers and everything. And I had fun creating this, but it was very different for me because I've never done a hidden spine, and I've always wanted to. So, yeah, it was harder than I thought it was going to be. But anyway, I used this gorgeous lace here, and I used some vintage linen. So let me bring that up so you can see the texture. So I lined the inside with that pretty linen and this gorgeous lace from Sheila. And then I collaged this tag here, and I put a pretty topper on there with a seal. And then this is a pretty lady from the digital. And then, so I have the 4 signatures, as you can see here, and each signature is covered with the digital paper. And I use a little bit thicker than the regular tea-dyed papers in here. So some of the tea-dyed papers are from Sheila, and then I added a few extras. And then I lined both of the sides of the paper, and then I did some stenciling, some very soft stenciling. And my grandmother liked to write poems, so I would imagine that she would have used this to create her poems. And then here is one of the journaling cards, and a little fussy cut flower. And I love looking at the prettiness of the tea-dyed papers. And look at this gorgeous wallpaper. That was another piece that I was able to spare from I was gently using these. But isn't it gorgeous? It has like an embossing to it. Gorgeous. Here's another tag. And what I did was I took a piece of cardstock that I tea-dyed, and I collaged each one. I didn't make a masterboard. Well, I kind of made a masterboard, but I kind of then added over the top because I wanted to have this like edge that wasn't perfectly cut. So that's one of the tags. I think this is a Stamperia stencil that I used. And then here is a little envelope. And inside I have a little flower die cut. And I just used pieces of her lace right here on the edge, that vintage lace, and some of the seam binding to peek out from the pages. Here's the signature and these pretty beads that sparkles. Oh my goodness, I just love it. Yummy. That's the first time I've made 4 signatures. I'm a lazy journaler. I always either do like 1 or 2 signatures at the most. But I actually like the 4 signatures. It's just a little tricky to bind it. So here's another journaling card and her pretty, gorgeous, sparkly trim. And this paper was so delicate, and I just collaged it here. Here's another one of the gorgeous vintage papers that I collaged from Sheila. And here's another journaling card. Some lace bow. And that's the end of the first signature. And then this one. There's another pretty tag. And this gorgeous ribbon was included. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, it's so pretty. It has a very pretty floral embroidery on it. And I just stapled that here with that sparkly trim. And then look at this trim. I really loved it, and I cut it into 3 pieces and made pockets throughout. And here's some of the journaling cards, and I used her pretty sparkly floral trim, and I just cut out the tiny flowers as tag toppers. And then here's a little flower. It could be used as like a little tuck spot, or to decorate the page, or even to write a little poem on there. So I have a lot of my grandmother's poems, and I keep them in a very special place. And then I just splashed some of this gold sparkly on there. I just happened to use that particular tea-dyed paper that I had splattered that on. And then here's some of the dangles. Another tag. I just loved her dress, so I wanted to show that there. Collaged into the tag. Here's another journaling card or tag. And so the papers wouldn't look plain. I tried to stencil on as many as I could, but light enough that you could still write on it. So here is a cute little envelope, and this is like a coin envelope. This one was from the French labels in my shop. And here's a journaling card. I love the 2 girls there, and they're spending time with each other in the garden. That'd be a nice little place that you could journal on in private. And then here is the next signature. And another tag. Look at that beautiful trim on there. Or vintage lace. Some more pages to write on. And here's the center of the 3rd signature with these gorgeous beads. These are, I made these with all glass beads except for like the sparkly ones. I'm not sure what those are made out of. Oop. And then here's another place to journal on. Her gorgeous trim, some lace, and another journaling card. And then I made this one into a belly band, that beautiful trim. So pretty and so neutral. Love it. Then here is one of the little pockets. This pretty trim I had in my stash from Sheila. And I stamped vintage on there. And then here's one of the journaling cards. And let me take this off. It reminded me of my grandmother and I. She was just so lovely. She could love she loved me like nobody else. I just felt so much love from her. Look at how pretty this one is. This is the 4th signature, and I did a lot of black and white, black and cream florals. And this is just from one of the digitals as well. I just backed it up on the other side. And this was her pretty digital that she printed on some very fine paper. I don't know if it was tracing paper or onion skin, but it was super fun to make this tag with it. And look at her sparkly. Okay, I'll keep going, you guys. I know. I hope this isn't too boring, but I enjoyed making every page of this. So just added a little tab there with some lace and her sparkly trim so that it would stick out, kind of like a tab on the side there. And here's the last center spread and some more gorgeous dangly beads. So I love this tag because it has that gorgeous paper. It's basically kind of just like crumbles in your hand, but look how fun it is for collaging. And that pretty trim. Sprinkled it throughout. And there's the last pocket that I made with that pretty trim. Added another tag and a journaling card. My grandmother also played piano, and she did sing in the choir. So she had many talents. And last but not least, the end of that signature. And then here's the other side of that gorgeous lace. Made it into a pocket, and then this was one of the vintage letters that Sheila included. So I put it back here in that pocket. Isn't that so fun, you guys? It's just such a sweet little journal. I think it's like a 4x6-ish, and I'm not sure where that came from. And it just fits in your hand so nicely. And there she is, Miss Blanca Nieves, and I hope you enjoyed this flip through. Please go check out Sheila. She has a lot of beautiful hand-dyed packages. I'll leave her information below. Thanks so much for stopping by and spending some time with me today. I will talk to you again soon. Bye for now.